This is the plaintiff, Colleen Jax Turner. She says she hired the defendant to make her tags for her clothing line. Was promised they'd be ready in 7 days, and it took 5 weeks. She was more than patient with the defendant, but since he refuses to refund her money, she's taking him to court, where she fully expects to be recompensed to the tune of $210. This is the defendant, Glenn Niestemski. He says the plaintiff claims he said she would have her tags in 7 days, but he actually told her she would have her proofs within 7 days. He's been in business for 28 years, and if she had given him a specific date, he would have had them by that date. He doesn't have unhappy customers because if he did, he wouldn't be in business this long. He's accused of making a customer very unhappy.
Litigants have it sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Doc.
You're welcome.
Okay, Colleen Jax Turner,
That's me.
you are suing Glenn Niestemski,
Yes.
doing business as Action Printing, for $210, the amount of a deposit that, $200 of a deposit and $10 your parking fee to file the case. A deposit that you gave him on a printing job that, according to you, he did not do his job on. Talk to me.
That's correct, Your Honor.
What happened?
On August 12th, I went to the defendant's place of business and I asked him to print some tags similar to these.
Can I see? All right, and this is for your business?
Yes.
Okay, is this
Yes.
a business that was new, or you'd had
It's
the business?
new. It hasn't even been launched yet. It's just
Okay,
in preparation of the launch.
okay.
So I went and we discussed.
Similar to this, but that's not your business
That's
name.
not it.
Okay,
It's
got
similar.
it.
That's just an
Talbots,
example.
okay.
That's just
All right,
an
go ahead.
example. So we went and I told him how many I wanted and gave him an example, just as I handed to you. And he worked out the amount that it would cost, and I gave him a deposit for $200. I asked him how long it would take, and he told me 7. Within 7 days, quote unquote, is what he
For
said.
5,000 tags?
For 5,000 tags, yes.
Okay.
He said within 7 days. So I said, okay, fine, that was good with me. Gave him the
None of that was written, though, on the receipt, right?
None of that was written on the
All
receipt.
it says is deposit. Show me your copy of the receipt. Let me make sure we're looking at the same thing. Okay, all that says is deposit $200 and that the tags were going to cost you $296.80.
That's correct.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so he called me on the 20th of August and told me that I should come in to approve the proofs.
Now, the 20th of August is 8 days later, about 7 days later.
That's
okay.
correct. That's correct.
And that you should come in to approve the proofs.
That's
okay?
correct.
Go on.
I went by his place and, I was concerned that he was just putting this stuff on the computer. And I said to him, how long will it take before they are finished? And he said within a few days. And I said, okay, fine.
And then what happened?
I made several trips to his place of business. I called and he wasn't answering the phone. I made several trips. On 2 occasions, I met him in the parking lot. And he said, the proofs, the things are not in yet. And then on my 7th trip.
Why 7 trips? Because he doesn't answer the phone?
He doesn't answer the phone. Sometimes I go and he's not there, so to give him credit. So I went back on the 7th trip, which was on September 17th. And when I went, I said to him, I'm here for the tags. And he looked a little bewildered, as if it was the first he was seeing me.
These other times that you're going by there, are you leaving him notes or anything?
No, I didn't.
Are you leaving him messages on the recorder telling him, I'm really sick and tired of waiting?
No, I didn't leave any messages. Because
There's
while I was there, while he was doing the proof, the phone would ring and he'd just look at it and totally ignore it.
Okay, so from the time that you sat down to look at the proofs,
Yes.
which was on day 8, until day 28 when you come back, or a little more than that when you come back, you'd had no contact with him?
Yes, I had met him in the parking lot twice.
And both those times,
Both
what did he
those
say
times,
to you?
he just said that your tags aren't in yet.
Okay.
And that's it. On the 17th is when I told him, if I cannot, he told me after he got off the phone that I'd have to come back within an hour for him to tell me when I'd get it. And I said to him, if I cannot get it by the close of business today, I want my money back. And his response was, I don't do refunds. And I said to him, what do you do, sir? You do not, do you just put up a sign and take people's money and do nothing in return? Do you allow your integrity to go, suffer the demise of chivalry? what do you do? Tell me what you do. He said he doesn't do refunds. And he has nothing else to say to me. I said, well, I'm going to file a small claim suit to get my money back. He said he doesn't care what I do. And he retreated to the back of the store, out of sight, and he started yelling at me from the back of the store. By this time, I started wondering about his mental capacity. I said, what am I doing here? I don't know what he's doing back there. I need to get out, which I did. So that is when I went to the courthouse to file the suit.
Okay. And have you talked to him since then?
He called, yes. Yes.
And?
He called me on October 4th.
Okay.
And he said, is this Colleen? And I said, yes. And he said, this is Glenn from Action Printing. And I just called to tell you that your tags are in. I said, Glenn, I really don't know what to say. I'm flummoxed. Because when we last spoke...
I've never heard anyone use that word flummoxed other than my husband. He's the only person I've heard use the word flummoxed. Go ahead.
I consider that an honor.
That is a great word. Go ahead. I
said, when we last spoke, I told you that if I did not get the tags that Friday, I don't want them again, and I have already filed a small claim suit against you.
Did he know that? Had he been served?
I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know. To which he responded, well, the tags are 3.5 by so-and-so, and if you want them to cut a little, if you want, I can cut them down to size. I said, you're not listening to me, Glenn. I don't need to listen to you. You are talking and talking, and I don't listen. You can do whatever you want. And so I hung up the phone, and here we are.
Okay, let me hear your version.
So she came in, we went over pricing, she gave me the job, she left me the deposit.
Was it discussed how long it would take?
No.
Nobody discussed it, you didn't insure?
I had told her, she asked me, how long is it gonna take for you to get me a proof? And I said 5 to 7 days. I did not tell her she'd have her job within 7 days.
But isn't that what the person who goes to you for printing, I mean, wouldn't that be like the main concern of anybody who goes to you for printing is how long it's gonna take to get the item they're buying?
Well, she didn't ask me how long it would take.
But
she said, when can I have a proof on it? Because I explained to her the proof.
But let me just, stop talking and let me talk to him, okay? What I don't understand is I find that just a little bit odd and hard to believe, because if I am going to you for printing, the first question I'm going to ask, if not the first, the second, third, but it's going to be a question I'm going to ask you is, when am I going to get what I want? Because I need it for my business. So that's why I'm going to you, because I need it. So how, are you telling me that her only concern was when she'd have a proof and not when she'd have the item?
No, if she told me she needed it in 7 days, it would be written on the receipt and she'd have a rush charge.
Okay, and I went over that with her, that she didn't write time is of the essence,
right,
which is integral. You should always do that. And I see that she did not do that. But it boggles the imagination that she did not at some point discuss with you how long it would take. When people don't write time is of the essence, then it's up to me to decide how reasonable the time is. How long should this kind of thing take?
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Do you believe this defendant that the plaintiff never said when she wanted these clothing tags?
No, definitely not. I think if you're in a business setting, it's really unprofessional to say that you wouldn't want them by a certain time.
So you believe that she said it?
Yes.
You believe it?
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Defendant lying or not?
Absolutely. What person doesn't want things by a deadline? I mean,
especially when they're in business together.
Especially when there's money involved. Absolutely.
I agree with you. Going inside the courtroom.
So, according to you, you have the proofs when? Is it 8 days, like she said?
It was, I told her within 5 to 7 days. I think I called her on the 8th day and told her her proof was ready. So it's 8 days. So she comes in, she looks at the proof, and what happens at the proof viewing? She had made a couple of changes. I showed her on the computer. I made the changes for her.
You just made them right there, like it was just a color change here or whatever.
She approved it.
Do you farm the stuff out?
These are sent out, yes.
They're sent out. Did it take longer than it should have? Like, were you a little surprised that it took that long? Because she's hawking you, right? She's calling you up and calling you up.
I met her one day in the parking lot.
I mean, when somebody's accosting you in a parking lot twice unannounced, I would think
Once
that
I saw her.
One time?
Yeah, there wasn't but twice.
I would think she's agitated, and I should probably try to grease the wheel here, right?
At that point, I did tell her, I says, I will call the factory and find out how long it's going to be. They told me they shipped the job. So, in turn, she came in on, I believe it was the 17th of September.
Which was how long after they'd shipped the job?
Maybe 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
I think it's 5-day shipping.
Okay.
So at that point, when she came in, she says, if I don't have it today, I want my money back.
Okay.
And I, in turn, says, ma'am, I cannot give you your money back because the job has already been shipped to me. My credit card has already been billed. They will be here within a couple of days.
When did they come in, by the way? Do you have any paperwork to show when they actually end up coming in?
Because
she says you didn't call her until a good 2 weeks after that to say they were in.
I called her 2 days after she was in my office.
Okay, so show me then, that 5-day shipping thing would come to you with a postmark that shows when you got them.
That I don't have. I have that at my office.
Do you have proof of when you placed the call to her that you got them? You have a phone records would show that?
I don't have proof, but she came in on a Thursday or Friday.
I don't want to hear flapping gums.
And I called her that Monday or Tuesday.
Gums. You have 2 ways to prove it: phone records, or the actual box that it came in that shows the
I
date.
Don't have either with me, Your Honor.
Who's a gentleman you have with you? Moral support or a witness?
Yes, moral support.
Okay. Who's the lady you have with you? Moral support or a witness?
Moral support.
Moral support. Okay.
Your Honor, I have my phone records to show when he called me.
Oh, show me.
Which is on October 4th.
Okay, let's see that.
I believe that was a Monday.
That's 2 weeks after the day she filed the lawsuit. So now, when here I am, put yourself in my shoes, okay? You're telling me, I got it 2 days later. I called her to tell her, and I'm hearing that you called her, or I'm seeing proof of the fact that when you called her, it was 2.5 weeks after the 3-week wait. Why would I think that's reasonable? You're right. People, if they expect it in 7 days, ought to put time is of the essence, or delivery in 7 days, rush job, whatever it is.
It would have been on the invoice.
But that means, there's a cutoff point, and I got to decide what's a reasonable cutoff point. This is a business. She needs those tags in order to sell what? Clothes?
Clothing.
So she needs it. So, to suggest that she never discussed when they'd be ready, that already bothers me. But let's give you the benefit of the doubt on that. At what point is it just too long? August 12th is the day she meets you and places this order, and October 4th is the day you're filling in the order. Is that reasonable? I find that it's not reasonable. I find in favor of the plaintiff, and I'm ordering you to return the $200. And the $10 parking fee? No, not the $10 parking fee. $200 verdict for the plaintiff.
Oh, come on. The defendant's stepping out in the hallway here, right over here. Tell me, who you lose? Did you deserve to lose, you think, now?
I don't think I did.
No, why not? I mean, how long is she supposed to wait?
Well, she did not tell me a date that she needed it.
How long does that give you? So how long does that give you? In your mind?
It wasn't 6 months, no.
How long does it give you? How long does it give you in your mind?
It's 2 to 3 week turnaround normally for a job like that.
Yeah, well, you went over that.
And her 7-day proofs does not count that.
I know.
So
you still
it was
went
right
over
around
that.
a month.
No, you went over it.
What, 3 days?
No, more. All right, head right down this way. All right, so come on in here. I guess he thinks he could just... I got rid of him fast, didn't I?
Thank you,
I did that for you.
Thank you.
You satisfied how this came out?
I am satisfied. I'm a little tiffed with my $10 parking fee, but...
All right, tell us about the online clothing business that you have going.
It's a new business. Yes, we are into mostly...
You got your tags for the clothing?
I did.
You got
I got from within 7 days.
Okay.
Without telling them that I needed it in 7 days, I got them.
Okay, good luck. Harvey?
Thank you very much.
Okay, as the judge said, the words "time is of the essence," those are words of art, and it's really important to put in these contracts because it means that the date you put in the contract is the date things need to get delivered, period. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.